Alien Isolation. This is going to be an interesting one. I don't think I could have chosen a game more, further outside of my general wheelhouse than this. It is a survival horror sci-fi game released in 2014, set in the Alien franchise, the Alien universe, which... Well, let's start with that. I had never seen any of the Alien films prior to deciding to play this game. I chose this game mostly out of lists of games that were in some way, like, I've been playing through the BioShock franchise, and I thought, I want a game that's on this kind of wavelength, as it were, that has certain elements. This is by no means a similar game to any of the BioShock games, but it's got certain elements that BioShock draws from as well. And when this came up, I realized that not only have I never played Alien Isolation, I'd never watched an Alien film. Any of them. And, it was an excuse to finally get down to, particularly the first film. So I did. I sat down a couple of weeks ago, and finally gave the original Alien film, released in 1979, a go, and it was amazing. It's such a fucking good film. It is absolutely phenomenally well paced. It is... Well, hold on. Let's, before that, there's a cutscene that wants to play. I'm just gonna send myself back to the menu. Yeah. The Alien film... In fact, I'll hit a key and go to the main menu. It was incredibly well paced. It was incredibly tense. It was a lot of fun. Just the right amount of scary. It didn't make me jump out of my skin, but definitely had the atmosphere for it. And yeah, I've way later than it ought to have happened, but I have now seen that film after many years of avoiding it because it's scary and I'm a wimp. I then watched Aliens, the sequel, in 1986, and I didn't like the second film as much. I'm sorry. I know the sequel is really popular. It's very action heavy. A lot of people really like it. I was a little lukewarm on the whole thing, if I'm completely honest. I preferred the more subdued atmosphere of the first film. But, it had its moments, certainly. It's just, overall, not really my thing, I suppose, to be honest. Apologies for not being so big on the whole thing. I've basically decided that I've seen enough of the Alien franchise at this point, with the first and second film, to know that what happens in future isn't as enticing to me. I like living in the world in which it's mostly just the first film, which was part of my... It's mostly just the first film that that sort of takes up my mind of what the Alien franchise is, and I'm okay living with that. I don't need to get deep into the expanded universe or whatever they've got there for the Alien franchise. I'm cool with what I know. But Alien Isolation takes most of its influence from the first film, as opposed to a lot of Alien games... Whoa. As opposed to a lot of Alien games which are set in this in the sort of vibe of the second film, more action-oriented. The infamous Aliens Colonial Marines comes to mind, though I haven't played that one either. I don't know many people who have willingly played that one. This game is, of course, significantly better received. So far as I know, it's the best Alien game released. There's some music again. It's the best Alien game released. Released, for a game of this style, released by the Creative Assembly of all people. I mean, they're mostly known for their Total War franchise. This is rather out of left field. I don't know precisely what Creative Assembly does outside of Total War and this. I haven't really looked up their list of games, but if they've got something decent going on there, so they've got some diversity in their lineup, which is good to know. Well, like I said, I don't really do horror much, and I'm concerned about this. From what I've read of the what spoiler-free tips I've read whilst sort of convincing myself to get into this game, this is going to be quite a tough... yes. I've got all the DLC for this, by the way. It came... it was on special, and I bought the whole thing for relatively cheap. So... it's a lot of crouching and hiding and stealth. Now, I've made this clear in previous games and in previous videos that that's not really what I do. But, you know, the screen keeps flickering like that. It's terrifying. Sometimes you gotta try things that aren't necessarily what you're the best at, or what you enjoy the most. Sometimes you gotta try something new, and I haven't played many, like, full-on survival horrors. So, I guess this is gonna be an interesting one to see how I go through. I don't even know how it's, whether it's gonna work. I'm concerned. I'm rather concerned as to what's going forward. I am playing this, by the way, in case you're worried about me being a coward. The lights are dimmed, the blinds are closed, I've got headphones on, I'm in a dark room by myself, playing a horror game, so we're gonna find out how exactly I react to that sort of environment. The last thing I remember playing horror games was me screaming like a little girl, so, maybe we've got that to look forward to. I don't know. It's been a long time since I played anything distinctly horror. I'm winding myself up to press this, to click the left mouse and play the game. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna start. I know nothing about this game, really. I know, I've watched the Alien film now twice, because it's that good. I watched it twice in quick succession. And, beyond that, and the second, and Aliens. Alien 2, the Aliens. Saying Aliens as distinct from Alien is a little tough. So I might refer to that as Alien 2 if I need to. But what little I know exceedingly little. It's another blind start for me. I know there is an alien. I know it takes place on the Sevastopol, a space station, and I know you play as Amanda Ripley. The daughter of Ellen Ripley, only very briefly mentioned in the films I've seen. I think she was mentioned in the second one. So that's basically it. Let's start the game. Let's just do this. I haven't got really anything else to say because I don't know. I really don't know how this is gonna go. Okay. Novice, easy, medium, hard, or nightmare. Obviously... I'm gonna go medium. I'm going to die. I did pretty well through the Bioshock franchise, only dying very rarely, on medium for the most part, but I'm fairly certain, given the style of this game, I am not going to, be quite as lucky. So I'm going to hit medium, and I'm gonna go forward. I'm so worried. Alright. Adjust the slider until the seasons... The Seegson logo is barely visible against the background. Okay. How about there? Not visible, barely okay, so... There. How about that? If that's how you want it. A flashlight is useful in the dark, but is also likely to alert something. Noises above and below you. Loading too quickly again. Can't read the loading screen tips. Sega presents. In association with 20th Century Fox.
Final report of the commercial starship Nostromo.
Hello, Ellen.
Third officer reporting. The other members of the crew. Kane. Lambert, Parker.
Is that a new recording?
Brett.
Doesn't sound like the original.
Ash. and Captain Dallas are dead.
Response. Sigourney Weaver sounds a bit older. This might be new.
Cargo and ship destroyed.
That's definitely a different.
I should reach the
it's either a
frontier
different
in
take
about 6
or,
weeks.
or new for the game.
With a little luck, the network will pick me up.
It's definitely Sigourney Weaver though.
This is Ripley. Last survivor of the Nostromo. Signing off.
That's neat. Yeah. And we know from Aliens that she didn't make it back for, was it 57 years?
Ripley?
That'd be young Amanda.
I'm Samuels. I work for the company. It's about your mother. We think we may have found her, Amanda. A commercial vessel, the Anisadora, has recovered what we believe to be the flight recorder unit of the Nostromo.
Where?
Zeta Reticula.
What did it tell you?
We don't know. The unit was taken to Sevastopol station. It's
Sevastopol.
proprietorial material, so the company wants it to be collected as soon as possible.
I've been pronouncing that wrong.
Sevastopol's a supply depot in the region. It's a permanent free port
I know what it
facility.
is.
Transit's arranged. There's a courier ship called the Torrens heading out that way in 2 days. We're going to travel out,
We?
me and another exec. And you, if you're willing.
Let me take a guess. This company representative cannot be trusted?
Look, Ripley, when this job came across my desk, I read the case history. I know why you're working in the region where she went missing. You're still looking, aren't you? I've been cleared to offer you a place on the Torrens if you want to come along. Maybe there'll be some closure for you.
Motivation's established. It's good motivation. She looks good. She looks like Ripley's daughter. She's got the jawline. It's a good design. And we've been in hypersleep. Please sign in. Right, so... Oh, we're the only one here. Oof. Hold on, let me just get used to this. It's rather wobbly, the way the camera moves. I don't know if that should be tilting. Maybe I'll get used to it. Or it might just be the fact that we're not dressed yet. Yeah, no, well, obviously we're looking for information about Ellen Ripley. Unsurprisingly, Amanda's invested in that. Ooh, a drinking bird toy. Alright, let's sign in. Are we the last one to wake up? I presume we are. Everyone else is up. Why did they get us up late? Please sign in. Let's do this. A. Ripley. I like the soundtrack. That's very reminiscent of the original film. Objective updated. Get dressed. Yes, happily. I presume it's this way. Give me 1 second to look at options and see if I can get rid of this camera tilt. I'm not sure if it should be doing that. Well, I clearly wouldn't do that if it weren't. Hold on, let me turn motion blur off first and foremost. I hate that, and depth of field. The rest can stay on. Alright. Yes, I'll apply and save those. Sorry, I hate motion blur and depth of field in games. Just want to make sure those are off. But I can't seem to get this way the sort of camera jolts and tilts a bit when you move around. But I think that might just be up to the feel of the game. Yeah, let's get dressed. So you'd think you'd keep your clothes in the hypersleep bay. Oh, no, I can go back. But, yeah. I feel very tall. I feel uncomfortably tall. I'm not used to being this tall. I'm not a desperately, tall person as it stands. I feel like I'm going to hit my head on all these doors. Is this my bunk? How do I check? Let's check the menu. Alright. Get dressed is over here. So we are heading the right way. This is... Explore the Torrent. So we're not at Sevastopol station yet. This is the ship that's transporting us there. It's quite big, actually. And it looks exactly like the design of the film. This is very well modeled after the original sort of visual style. Everything feels very grungy and very 70s, which I love. I love retrofuturism. It's one of my favorite aesthetics. Let's have a shower. I think this is a shower, right? Yes. Just a quick shower after hypersleep. Wash off all the gunk and stuff that's been built up. I'm sure they cover you in a liquid, I think. At least they imply it. Get dressed. She looks like she got into that, into the wardrobe, and I think she does. You can hide in lockers, I seem to recall. Okay, crew roster. We have 5 crew: Verlaine, Connor, Samuels, Taylor, and Ripley. We got crew ID 12001WY, 002WY, and 003. Why do Verlaine and Connor get numbered crew ID? Maybe they're permanent crew and Samuels, Taylor, and Ripley are the passengers. Excuse me. Oh, you can just turn it off and on. Okay, I was thinking I was going to go looking for information about the crew. Ah, look at that! Look at that TV. That's amazing. This little robot. I am such... Access terminal will do, but give me a second. Use registration points to manually save your progress. They will warn you if enemies are nearby. It's just a telephone from... It's just a payphone from 1976. Okay. Yes. I'll overwrite save data. I don't believe I have any yet. Any enemies nearby? SCJ injector and a bonding agent. Find blueprints to help you craft items from the components you collect. There is crafting. I think I mentioned that. There's nothing in that locker. Is there an inventory? Well, there's some... Hold on. Oh, okay, so there's the key. Or the legend. Now, what was the button to... There was a button that lets you tag through tabs. Or tab through windows, or whatever the term you would be. We got archive logs and Nostromo logs. So, these are going to be the ones we're looking for. The information about the Nostromo and where Ellen Ripley went missing. I don't think she was named Ellen Ripley until the second film. I don't think they refer to her as anything other than Ripley in Alien. That's a lot of people. That's the crew of the Sevastopol, I think. No idea about any of them. There'll be information there. Okay, what about inventory? Sorry, I need to check controls again. Damn it. Every time I play a game, I have to go scrolling through controls so I know where I'm at. Try the radio wheel isn't coming up. So I pick stuff up. How do I like know what I've picked up? And I guess I don't. Let's read this terminal. Your motion sensors need to be a little less sensitive. A record of a disaster. Collect an archive log. Interesting. Just missed you. Verlaine, one of the crew members on the ship. You on the lookout for a navigational officer? I have a friend that just lost his ship and he's looking for work. I can vouch for him. He's got good papers. Same old story. The megacorps undercut him. Picked up all his clients. Contracts are getting harder to come by for the smaller companies, and I'm thinking of getting out myself while I still have something to sell. Sounds like you're doing okay, though. Dropped by the docks and heard you just shipped out. Sevastopol station. What a shithole. Still, I hear Weyland-Yutani pay well. Good luck to you. If you can't beat them, join them, right? Let's catch up when you get back. Blaine. Oh, excuse me. Select. That's the only one here. How do I go back? Q. And exit out. Yeah, so... corporate-led dystopian future. I think that's fairly typical for this kind of setting. Weyland-Yutani. Now, Weyland-Yutani were the ones that were building... in the second film, they were the ones that were building the terraforming devices on LV, what's-it-called? The planet they landed on and picked up the alien. That old John Hurt had to go and friggin' stick his face in one of those eggs, didn't he? I mean, you'd think of all the things, if you saw a big alien egg on the surface of a crashed derelict ship of unknown origin, maybe you don't like go in for a closer look. Maybe determine, very well, alien eggs. Let's give it a wide berth until we're sure of what we're dealing with. But no, John Hurt had to go get all touchy-feely. It's such a good film, though. I loved every second of it, but, you know, I think that became a trope. Well, no, it almost certainly has been a trope since the dawn of time, but, strange thing, crew member has to go and give it a far too close a look. But Weyland-Yutani was the ones in charge of the terraforming for the colony that was destroyed in Aliens. Now, I think they're the company, though in the first film they're only referred to as the company. Weyland-Yutani doesn't seem to have any significant... doesn't seem to be named. I wasn't actually sure they were the company in Aliens either. I thought Weyland-Yutani, to me, sounded like a subsidiary of a larger company. I loved the design of these. Yes, this is the, one of the suits of armor that Ellen Ripley put on. No, this is this. Well, it was white that she put on right at the end of the first film. And I always thought, why the heck do they need pauldrons on a spacesuit? And why do these look like samurai suits of armor? Because it looks cool. That's why. Because why shouldn't we make them look like samurai? The airlock's in front of me. There's Medical Inspector Samuels. Taylor's in the galley. Let's quickly look at the airlock. But I always thought that was such a cool but weird design of a spacesuit. Okay, well, I can't what was that? Just noises on the ship. But yeah. That's it's a cool piece. I think they did that thing they did in a lot of the newer Star Wars games where they scan in props from the original film to reproduce in game as high quality as you can. And this does look really good. The game, I mean, it's from 2014. Games looked pretty good in 2014. I'm going this way, I think. I keep hitting M to look at the map. Okay, let's go speak to Taylor first, I think. Does it matter which one we speak to first? Speak to Taylor, speak to Samuels? I suppose we can speak to either of them. Let's go this way first. There's Taylor. Hello. Are you the other...
Good morning. Ripley, it's certainly not good. I very much doubt it's morning either. Sorry. I feel like death. I don't know how you people put up with hypersleep regularly.
You get used to it.
I don't do long haul very often. Most legal execs don't travel further than the coffee machine.
I'm surprised Weyland-Yutani felt the need to send legal at all.
The loss of the Nostromo and its cargo cost the company a lot of money. It's important we find out what happened. If I can close the case with a conclusive accident report, it'll look great with my superiors. I'm sorry. That was insensitive. I realize your mother has been missing for 15 years, and you...
It's okay. We'll both get what we want, right?
Have you seen Samuels? He's probably been up for hours.
I'll catch up with him.
Alright, Taylor's one of the other exec. She's legal, apparently. Sorry, excuse me. I didn't know I didn't have subtitles on. It'll be an audio, won't it? Do-do-do. I should have... I'll put those on. There we go. So, yes, we've got 2 company execs, neither of which can be trusted. She wants to close the accounts for the Nostromo and the cargo. Now, they were holding like some number of millions of tons of ore of some description. Was it just various? They were hauling. It was a mining haul basically, and Taylor and Samuels. That, I mean, they were still concerned about it. 57 years later, you'd think that'd be something in the back of their minds. It's been 15 years, right? That's what that's how I'm understanding. It's been 15 years since the original film. Let's have a look. LM Link Data Systems. I hope Taylor doesn't mind me reading her emails. Regarding Nostromo incident, Weyland-Yutani file number DS9398476. Hey Taylor, I got your case request. It may take me a while to dig out the files, and the incident happened before my time at the company, so I'm a bit fuzzy on the details. In 2122, the Weyland-Yutani cargo vessel USCSS Nostromo went missing. No trace was found of the cargo or the crew. Apart from a new science officer, the rest of the crew had worked together before, 7 in all. Dallas, captain. Ash, science officer. Kane, or is it Kane, executive officer? It's the former. But, yes, I did notice that that's a interesting... Hold on. There we go, now I can scroll. Lambert, navigation... Oh, sorry, Ripley, warrant officer. Lambert, navigation officer. Parker, chief engineer, and Brett, engineer technician. Weyland-Yutani lost a lot of money from it. So it's a bit of a black mark in our history. Get the impression they don't like to mention it. Anyway, I'll try to find the files later, clarify some of the points. If you want, I can help you go through them. Maybe some of your luck will rub off on me. I hear upstairs have an eye on you for something big. Saul. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. 2122, I thought it was a bit further in the future than that. They never give you a year. So I guess I always put it somewhere in the 23rd century for some reason. I just figured, you know, give it a little bit of space for things to evolve. But keep doing the wrong thing. Q to go back. Shared Torrens manifest. Name MSV-7760 Torrens, M-Class Starship. Captain Verlaine Diane. Navigator Com Officer Connor William. Owner Verlaine Diane. Contractor Weyland-Yutani. Outbound and return transportation for Weyland-Yutani retrieval team to Sevastopol Station. Team consists of 3 WY Weyland-Yutani employees, Samuel C., Ripley A., and Taylor N. Passengers, Samuels, Christopher, Ripley, Amanda, Taylor, Nina. Number of decks, 2. Number of crew, 2. That's why we had different passenger logs, numbers. Interstellar communications, antenna, long-haul, hypersleep chamber, commercial passenger cargo ship retrofitted from a tow rig. Retains operational heavy-duty tow umbilical. So it's not dissimilar to the Nostromo, only a bit smaller. That also, like... The wrong button. That also had a, an umbilical. They mentioned an umbilical at some point in it. Doesn't matter. Yes. Well, obviously, if you've watched the film, you know why the science officer was replaced, which is suggestive of that the company knows already what's going on Sevastopol, because this is a game set in the Alien franchise and has an alien in it. Oh, by the way, spoilers obviously for the 1979 film, go watch it if you haven't. It is fantastic. You can decide whether or not to watch Aliens. Hey, a lot of people like it. They sent Ash along because they had detected the signal from the planet, and they wanted to acquire the creature, the alien, the xenomorph, for the weapons division, as they say. So I doubt Weyland-Yutani is particularly... And then they diverted the Nostromo for that purpose of picking it up and surreptitiously bringing it back to the core worlds. So, presumably, they're still interested in that. We know, even 57 years in the after it, they were still interested in picking up the xenomorphs. I keep hitting escape. It's Q. Sorry, that's just habit. That goes into a pause menu. We can presume they're still interested in that. I mean, you know, it's still a very profitable venture for them, having a slobbering, uncontrollable alien in their weapons department. There's no way that there's a more efficient way of developing weapon systems than using those sorts of techniques. Now, shall we head to the bridge? I want to see what the bridge looks like, just out of curiosity. So, obviously we don't trust any of the company crew. Door is locked. Okay, we can't go to the bridge. Not yet, anyway. Oh. Scrap, bonding agent, and more scrap. Take all. I suppose I should. I should take everything I can get my hands on. I don't know how to craft yet. Or how to use any of the... stuff I'm picking up. You can turn on the radio. It's a boombox. It's just a boombox. I'm sure I recognize the boombox. It's... I don't know what it is, but it definitely looks like a slightly futurized design of a retro boombox. Alright, I'll turn that off. Now, I think you can use that. That's a method you can use to distract enemies by turning on radios and making sound, as it were. God, I love the design of this. Look at all this. Look at all the pipes going through. It all looks functional. That's what's great about it. It looks like a real spaceship. You know, as much as any spaceship designed in the 1970s is going to look like a real spaceship. Hold on. Thought I saw it. Didn't come up. That looks like something I can pick up. That almost looks like a data pad. Alright. Am I going the right way? Keep hitting M. Yeah, let's head to Samuel's. Suppose we should speak to them. Samuel's. You're the guy who picked me up for this job. Oh, wow. Yep, this looks like the,
Ripley.
Samuels, did you wake up early?
Everyone did.
I don't really need as much sleep as the rest of you. I was just inspecting the Torrens.
Alright, Android.
A well-maintained ship. I realize it's a very similar model to...
The Nostromo.
Yes, M-class. A later pattern.
Yeah, I've already
I've worked engineering
noticed
jobs
that.
on ships like this.
Of course. Is Taylor up yet? She's not a seasoned traveler. Hypersleep may have been punishing for her.
We talked. She seems nervous.
I hadn't noticed. She's a skilled executive, though. Should help us with any legal issues we might encounter.
Quite. They're a little...
Personnel to the bridge, approaching Sevastopol station.
Okay.
We're up.
Shall do. Yeah, there's something a little stiff about the way they're animated, but, you know, you can't have everything. You can't have it be extremely overly detailed mocap in the style of Cyberpunk 2077 or something like that. You're pressing buttons on a thing that doesn't exist, but we'll ignore that. Yeah, this looks exactly like the medical deck from the Nostromo in the film. It's weird being here. It looks amazing. I don't need to mention again, but they, like I said, they put a lot of effort into replicating the aesthetic of the film. I've been everywhere now. Yep. Now it's time to head to the bridge for the briefing. To speak with the captain and the navigator. Suppose Taylor's already there. Samuels will catch up. Alright. I think we've looked at everything. Hello all. You'd be the captain. Nice shirt. Let's look around here. Yeah, this looks like the bridge of the Nostromo as well. I'm gonna stop mentioning it now. Well, why should I? The computer core! Sorry, I just love how that looks. God, I'm squeeing and... I'm getting caught in nostalgia break for a film I watched 2 weeks ago. Are you gonna speak, or am I just gonna stand here, or... Huh? Let's look around the bridge then, if no one's gonna talk to me. You'll be the navigator. Indistinct looking individual. There we go. Same... What looks like the same amount of crew. I mean, we've got 5 people on board. This is run by only 2 people, yet we've got at least 4... 6... Well, this might be a... There's a lot of seats, is all I'm saying. Hello? Is anyone gonna speak? Have I done something wrong? Go to the bridge for the briefing. I'm on the bridge. Do I have to get into a specific chair? Do I have a desk? I'm sorry. I can't... Do I have to do something? I think something's supposed to happen. I think I know what just happened. Samuels here got stuck on something, probably in an animation loop. And that's why the thing wasn't triggering. I've now reset the save. Come on. Just gonna keep an eye on him. I don't know that he's an android. I did suspect, but, you know, when he says, I don't need as much sleep as you, I mean, I'm gonna come to a certain conclusion, aren't I? Okay, there's Taylor. Yeah, you're speaking now.
Is in very good order for an old M-class captain.
She was a wreck when I bought her. Took a few years and a lot of contracts to refit. She pays for herself now.
You said we're approaching Sevastopol station. Are we docking?
I believe your contact is Marshal Waits, is that right? I'll hail Sevastopol and arrange boarding with him.
Good. Let's get this done.
Don't worry, Miss Taylor. Routine. In and out.
Of
Connor,
course.
How we doing?
SMG loaded and calibrated. Approach vector locked.
Prep comm so I can say hello.
Channel open, Captain.
Does everyone have their briefing documents?
You can watch the approach on the monitors.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, this is gonna be... we know what's gonna happen. Shut up. So, collect a briefing file. Shall we read it? Awake. Complete the first mission. Oh, I was hoping to read something before I activated with that, but there it is.
Can we see it?
Switch to monitors. Sevastopol Station.
Where is it?
Is that
What planet isn't orbiting?
Looks like damage.
Punch up 74. Tight angle.
Looks like the dry dock bay is screwed.
I can't bring the Torrens into that.
This is the commercial vessel Torrens out of St. Clair, registration number MSV7760, calling Sevastopol Traffic Control. We're carrying 3 passengers on a Wayland...
Yutani Bond, you're holding the Nostromo flight recorder unit. We request immediate permission to transfer the passengers port side over.
Yeah, things have... Colonial Marshal.
Hello, Marshal? Marshal, this is the Torrens. Say again?
Don't think they're gonna copy. They're being turned into alien food.
The station's comms seem pretty screwed up, so I fitted Samuel's suit with a radio booster. I can only keep the Torrens in transit for 24 hours.
You'll have heard from us by then.
Safe trip.
Stand by. My contract doesn't cover bloody spacewalks. It's the only option. And it's
Taylor is just gonna whinge the entire time.
Depressurizing. Oh, fuck. Hating this. Just shadow me, Taylor. You too, Samuels.
Affirmative.
What, untethered? Spacewalk? That seems dangerous.
What the fuck happened here? My God, Ripley. You're doing good, Taylor.
Oh.
Just keep moving. Taylor, Ripley, hold on.
Oh, someone's about to get lost in space. No, I think we just managed to catch. I think that's...
Taylor, respond, anybody.
One of them made it, I'm sure of it. Probably Taylor seems like the one least likely to have made it. That was rather unexpectedly dramatic. Do you think they're alive? Ripley, as a survivor, can use many things to get out of danger. Synthetics are susceptible to physical attacks. Can't quite get the time to read those. Something exploded while we were trying to cross. And we're the only ones who made it. In a big clunky spacesuit, I'd like to get out of it, probably. Find help. Well... Are we gonna... Yes, we're gonna get out of the spacesuit. I think the area is pressurized. I'm hoping. Because when we get out of this, it's gonna be very uncomfortable. That's one of the white suits. This one's... yellow, orange. Yellowy orange. Well, that was something. But we were trying to cross. We didn't quite make it. Now, do we have any? I presume we don't have a. No, we do not have any idea of what's ahead of us. We have no map. I think we can look for those. We can get data downloads from terminals and such, but let's just keep it at a fairly consistent walk. We want to be careful because there are going to be monsters on this space station. There are definitely going to be monsters. It's quite dark. I pressed F to turn on my flashlight, but it does not seem to want to work. Use registration points to manually save your progress. They will warn you if enemies are nearby. That is a registration point. I've seen one before. Thank you for reminding me that there are these about. I'm going to have to keep my eye open for these and learn what they look like. They look like payphones. Save up. Maybe call. Use the phone and call. Yes, I do. Call for some backup, perhaps? You think of doing that? Please wait. Collect a sensor. I still don't know how to craft, and I've looked through the menus and I don't see a... That just crouches me. I don't see a crafting menu or anything I can do to activate that. Nope. We can choose to go left or right. We've got no indication of where things are. This one seems blocked up though, so... I guess right is the... Well, no, hang on. This goes onwards. I feel like I need to flip a coin here to decide. But I don't have one on hand. Let's take this route. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Okay. 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 No, not that way. I don't like that noise. I don't like that noise much at all. That...
Oh.
What? Ripley saw something. She didn't like...
Sevastopol stability compromised.
Okay.
Nearest partial checkpoint and stand by while orbital stabilization.
Let's not stand underneath that. Things could come out of that. What was, gasp-worthy? I thought you might have seen a body that I hadn't, noticed yet. Or just looking up into the... I can hear things moving about. That's horrible. Okay, it's okay. This might have been the way back, so it all goes to the same area. No light. No way of knowing what's ahead of me. That's a fire on a space station. We should find a way to turn that off, surely. Oh, hang on. You're going to want me to crawl into the air ducts with their... Now, they didn't close fully in the film, I seem to recall. But I guess we're going in here now. I'm not... That's a dangerous amount of fire. Any amount of fire is dangerous on a space station, but I suppose it can't be helped. There's a lot of smoke in here as well. That way is not a way forward. Let's get out of these air ducts sooner rather than later. These conveniently human-shaped air ducts. I think we went around. This place is completely screwed. Alright. Can we close this door? Lock it off? I can run, by the way. Collect a blasting cap. Alright. Let's access this terminal. Hope there's some map information on it. Folder corrupted, shared, and folder corrupted. There's no way... Does folder corrupted mean anything, or can I just not use it? Shared decommissioning. To the engineering team. So, boys and girls, you've probably heard the whispers about Sevastopol by now, and I can confirm it's official. Sevastopol is being decommissioned. I will go over with each of you what this means in regards to your contracts and next placement, but for now, we still have a job to do. The suits want this done with the skeleton crew, which means we'll only be getting a few outside contractors to help. But it does mean overtime. I recommend taking what you can while it's available. I should point out that the decommission does not mean lucky dip. Everything here has to be accounted for, and I will personally escort anyone found helping themselves to equipment to the Marshal. To Marshal Waits. Chief. Okay. So, it was being shut down before everything went to shit. Someone's done it for him. Maybe it was being converted into a research base for the alien? And I can't stress enough, that's what the company wants, is access to the... to possible advances the alien can give us. Space flight control, that's a way ahead to employees only. I know I'm not an employee, but I think I'm going to go through there anyway. That's going to burst up when I try to cross it, right? Nope. Yep. Or it's going to collapse. I thought the steam was going to burst up. But it seems not. It just fell apart.
God damn.
Now we don't know where we are. We're somewhere on the Sevastopol. Somewhere in the underlevels. Probably in the engineering bays.
This'll help.
Hold Q to open the radial inventory and use the mouse to select. Finally! So, I need blueprints, I think, to learn how to make something. These, what does this do? Okay, that's... Press R to activate. Shall I? Oh, I lost a bit of health there, by the way. How do I craft stuff? No, it'll teach me, surely. Alright, let's... do that here, I suppose. I can't see. No reason not to. I don't know there's an alien... I mean, I know there's an alien aboard, but Amanda doesn't. Right mouse button to aim, or an R hold to place. Let's just keep this in hand. I don't know how long it lasts. Some graffiti on the wall, I'll read in a second. Okay. I've not seen anything overly, dangerous to me. Someone new, you always know, Working Joe. Strangers will be shot. That would be me, though. I'm a stranger. What if I don't want to be shot? Keep moving. That goes up somewhere. Alright, I want to go back here. If strangers will be shot, what does that do when I come across people who aren't pleased with my presence? How do I convince people I'm here for entirely legitimate reasons? There is a ladder way up here, and there is a path forward. I don't know what pressing control is doing. I'm gonna go through here. Here, something to search. Let's take all. I think that's... Alright, I'm gonna set the... Oh, I keep hitting control to crouch. Let's see. I love the physics there, by the way, for those things. Simple physics, but it ran out. Or I accidentally dropped it somehow. It might have ran out. Okay, that'll be enough for me. I think I can head around and... I think I know where I'm going. I want to head up there. There's, like, small areas you can get supplies from that are outside. So it's semi-linear, but I think it opens up as you move forward. You would expect it to do so. I don't know how to put this away. This flare. Keep moving, as you said. Let's head up this staircase. I can hear some music. That's pleasant. I held S. That's, ethanol. Good to hear. I'm just keeping my cool. You want that on, right? I want to keep that music going because that might muffle my sounds and distract people who I think should be distracted. Let's not activate the flare until I have to. Might draw attention to myself.
Hello? Anyone here?
That looks like a model of the station. Doesn't look like anyone's here. That's passcode required that I don't have. I can see, so I'm not going to activate my flare. Yeah, this is the station. This is either... No, I'm pretty sure this is the Sevastopol. It's a big old station, isn't it? Okay, don't worry. Sounds... A couple of sounds... You know, doesn't necessarily mean it has to be danger. There's a lot of moving parts on this thing. What I wouldn't do for a torch. Forgotten? F you. They've graffitied everywhere. Clearly they're not happy. This, life for rent. User terminals to update, which terminals? I want to do that. A map with unexplored areas. Welcome to the end of the line. Tomorrow together, no future. Or tomorrow, no together future. That doesn't make grammatical sense. What was that terminal? Might be inside that sort of area. This clearly looks like a room. Did you say we? Ah. Let's save the game. Start with that. Yes, I do. Okay. Low power. Turn on the generator, I think. Ah, mash E. To build up the power levels and then activate the generator. Primes the main turbine, I presume? I'm not sure. I've seen those things before where you pump it a few times to turn it on. That sounded like a noise of something I don't like. I don't think it pauses if you use the terminal, but I'm going to look at this. I'm going to read all these terminals out loud, as usual. But, that's gonna... That's the sound. It's alright. I'm cool. Langley, if you're looking for our stash, I've moved it. You left it right out in the open where anyone could have just taken it. Jesus, do you know what I had to do to get it? I've hidden it in one of the storerooms. You should be able to find it. The code is 0340. Don't worry, no one goes down to the terminal anymore. Not after what happened. Thanks for telling me that now. Also, we're out of meds and low on water, so you're going to need to get some. It's your turn. Maybe it'll teach you to take care of our stuff in future. From Anna. Okay. Goodbye from Seegson. Public notice, the decommissioning of Sevastopol station. We've had a long journey together, but sadly it's coming to an end. Seegson Corp would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you who worked and lived at Sevastopol over the years, and hopes that Seegson has helped make it a productive and rewarding environment. Our investment and belief in the station has never wavered. Be assured that Seegson's Apollo Central AI and Working Joe androids, there we go, Working Joe, that was mentioned on one of the graffiti beforehand, will be there to serve Sevastopol until the last rivet is removed. We wish you all the very best of the future. After all, Sevastopol isn't just a station, it's people from Seegson Corp. Thank you, Seegson Corporation. The Apollo Central AI, I'll keep that in mind. There was Mother on the Nostromo. Now we've got Apollo. Did Mother stand for something? I think it did. Or it might have... Yeah, back out. Oh, I can listen to this one. Question. No, only some of them are audio logs. Kill the power.
Harris, Turner, get back here now. We have a track somewhere in engineering. Lock the terminal down, kill the power, and don't forget your reports. Make them thorough. We're gonna need our paperwork to be bulletproof when this shit's over. Waits up.
Okay, that was the Marshal. Waits. Restore power to departures. Power junction. Oh, that's a thing you can do. That's people. Those were people. They didn't see me up here. I'm fairly well illuminated. If they'd looked up, they would have seen a woman staring down at them, holding a flare. Just check that's the last thing that we had to do. So there are people on the station alive. We knew that, I think. Did we? Well, I presumed as much. I hit escape again. Does the terminal have to make so much noise? Now, I suppose we could look at this, at this storeroom, and we'll take care. We now have a better view of where we've been, where we're going to, or maybe that's just where we've been. I really don't know. Okay, so this green might be different levels. So if we focus on different levels by pressing R. Okay, arrivals and departures, security, and freight shipping, all of which are invisible. So this is all one level. So I don't know what these green and blue sections are. They may be just, like, sub-levels. 0340, I seem to recall, but this... It's got a little green light on it. That might be searchable. Take all. Not sure how to use that. It's a lot of... There looks like a lot of possible... thing here. Nope, I'm good. I'll find my own way around. Thanks for the tour. Okay. Ooh. The control on the mouse is quite significant. I think I'm remembering that right. Yes. They didn't seem keen for me to steal their stuff, but needs must. Let's take that. Bonding agent. Wow. I suppose I've got a lot of, like, boxes of various stuff. Medkit V1. I will want that. You have found a blueprint. Use Q to access the crafting menu. Press left mouse to build. Requires what? I think these are the... these are the materials, but they've got icons. Hold on. The medkit can be used to partially heal yourself in moments of need. This is quite complicated, actually. It takes careful precision to use. The medkit, so make sure you have time to use it. Okay, so you can't just, like, whip one out in the middle of combat, and you've got to be, like, sitting down and doing it. Alright. Requires 10 scrap plus 1 CJ injector, 1 compound B, and 1 bonding agent. I can't. I don't have an SCJ. I do have some compound B, but I don't have an SCJ injector. Need to pick up one of those. So these are what the various crafting components are. Sensors, blasting caps, charge packs, ethanol. I'm not sure if I'm going to remember those icons. I've been picking up quite a fair bit of bonding agent. Now, I definitely want to be crafting stuff if I can, right? But I just don't know what's going to be the most useful at any given time. So, without an injector, I can't make it. Oh, I want a med kit sooner rather than later. I feel like that's important. Okay, there aren't any injectors in this room, and I can't search any of these boxes or crates. I'm getting weapons at some point. Now, there's a way forward up there, and then maybe a way forward over here, though these doors don't look open. They ran across, but I don't think they opened anything. Any of these major doorways, anyway. Gate B. I shouldn't be running, clumping around like anything. Could run a little more quietly. Ollivander. Take all. I want scrap. Scrap is like a base element you need. A certain amount of scrap to make anything. Plus specialized equipment. So I guess I'm heading up towards the way that had opened up after I turned on the terminal power. Just gonna take my care. I'll try not to be too glacial in my approach to this game, but, you know, I really don't know how I'm going to be playing this game. I have no inkling of how I will approach this. It seems I'm going to be quite timid. There we go. That sound has gone away now. What was that? Something moving. Probably something quite... well, it sounded like part of the station moving. I'm going to go low under here so I don't get zapped by that bit of wire. I don't know if it can zap me, but it certainly looks like it can. Alright. I'm not going to waste the flare. I don't need to. There's an SCJ injector. Some more scrap. Alright. I believe I can now craft one of these. Let's do that. No, I had some... oh no, now I've got everything. Okay, so it remembers after you close the menu. Click here to craft. Item constructed. I think I might just do that now. Shall we use it now? It couldn't hurt, right? Best to get an idea of how this plays, and also I've lost a bit of health, so let's... no. Alright, and if I hit left mouse... how do I use it? Oh, hold R to activate, got it. Okay. There we go. Now I've established how to do that, and I don't know how much it heals, whether it fills you up or if it just, like, gives you 20%. Either way, it gives you a fairly decent chunk of health back. Doesn't take that long, but it, you know, you do want to be at least secure before you use that, probably. But now I'm at full health. That's a big spaceport, I suppose. I was going to call...
What happened here?
Alien. I'm guessing an alien happened here. A xenomorph. But that's just because I know what happened to your mum. Because I've watched the movie. Is there... that what... do we... I don't suppose we know what planet that is. That's certainly not the planet... from the film. This is a different part of space, right? Let's have the flare on hand. I don't think I'll need it. Now, I'm pretty sure I can toss a flare to distract if I need to. So I don't want to be wasting them just lighting up places I can see quite comfortably. Let's check the map. Big old area. Passenger lounge. We're just heading forward for now. I haven't run into anything or anyone yet. The door is not locked. Oh, no, yes it is. Sorry, that is a window. I am... ion torch required, so I can repair this and turn it on. I do not have an ion torch. I don't suppose I can identify the planet. I'm going to stay on the bottom floor for now. I want to search around a bit. I don't want to run. Sorry, just the sound of my boots clomping on the ground is unnerving, even though I don't think I'm going to be in danger until it establishes that I'm in danger. So far, it hasn't strictly done that. I mean, yeah, I know things aren't looking good, but I've not encountered any enemies yet. I don't think it's just going to drop one out of thin air for me, though I have absolutely no idea, in point of fact. I've got no idea how it's going to introduce new concepts. So it looks like I have to go up and around to head forward. Could you at least run with a lighter step there, Ripley? There are ways to run. Use the edge of your foot. Edge of your boot. You're going to be silent, but you can run less clunkily than that. Spaceship.
The torrents.
What's it doing? Is it looking for me? Hello?
I'm right here. We're lame.
I don't think it's going to see you. Contact the Torrens. Oh, and the shutters have shut.
Damn it.
Is it looking for me, or is it just... We have no communications with it. Ah, crap. What? Okay.